Hi everyone, what's up? My name is Stevo. I am at the TSN Sports Center at the Hockey Hall of Fame, and you are watching Post to Post.
Hey friends, welcome to Post to Post. Welcome to Jersey Concept Friday, or Concept Friday, whatever it is. We're looking at uniforms today, so welcome back. If you come back every single Friday, I appreciate you. This time we're looking at a designer by the name of Nashnorf. If you're a longtime viewer of the channel, that name is no surprise. We've looked at Nashnorf's stuff a ton, actually, over the past 2 years. Great designer. He's come up with his own template, actually, of a full uniform, so that's going to be the template that we're looking at today. He's given me 32 NHL teams to look at. I have ranked these from my favorite to least favorite. We're going to go through them in the reverse order, least favorite to favorite, 32 to 1. Let's not waste any more time. Let's get into this. Number 32, the Carolina Hurricanes. Now, I will say that I found this process extremely difficult. I mean, it's always difficult every single week that we do this, whether it's a reaction video or whatever. There are things that, sometimes I see concepts, sometimes I see designs, and I see like 80% just, wow, that's awesome, but there's always just maybe just like a small thing. I found that came up a lot with these concepts, so I'm looking for some feedback. I had a really hard time ranking these ones, so we'd love to know your thoughts on these concepts as we go through, and just to see if the things that maybe I think are, the things that bug me also bug you, and maybe vice versa. If I miss something, please let me know. So we'd love your feedback in general at the end of this video down below in the comment section if you have time. So Carolina, 32nd. I felt like Carolina is that's not a unique brand, like red and black and silver. Like that's not really a unique color combination in sports or in the NHL for the most part. There's Washington Capitals that use red as the primary color, Montreal Canadiens, the New Jersey Devils. So red is not a unique color for them or in the league. However, it's a very vibrant color. It is part of their personality, if you will. So to see such a desaturated and lifeless uniform here, it really felt like a bit off-brand for the Carolina Hurricanes. Now, they do have the alternate jersey, which is kind of like a stealth jersey. It's very minimalistic and dark, but not like this. It's just done in a different way. It's got the red accents to highlight some of that color. This has nothing, and I felt like it was almost too foreign for me for their brand. I want to see that beautiful deep red that they use. So I felt like because of that, because it was so different from what they actually use and just odd looking, I guess, I decided to rank this one last. Number 31, the New Jersey Devils. This one was an easy ranking for me, actually, because of the green. Now listen, the Devils started to use green when they came into Inception in 1982, and I think the right decision was to get rid of it over the years. It didn't take actually that long for them to get rid of it. Throughout the 90s, they did not use it. In the 2000s, they didn't use it. I think the first time they brought it back was a Stadium Series game or something against the Rangers or whatever. That's the first time they brought it back in 20 plus years. And now, as the decade has progressed, especially into Adidas, we've seen that green kind of creep back into their current uniforms and jerseys and whatnot. And I think it's okay to bring that back in small quantities, but what he's put together here is a pretty big quantity. I will say that I really like the jersey, but where it loses me a little bit is the pants. The pants are just a little bit too aggressive for me. That green with the black and with the red, it's just so Christmassy for me, and it's all subjective. There's no right or wrong. I just get major Christmas vibes from this. But I think if the jersey was just individually by itself, I'd probably like things a lot more, and even maybe make the pants black and just kind of have it run all the way down through from the jersey down to the pants into the socks. But the green pants are losing it a bit for me. Number 30, the Edmonton Oilers. I kind of felt the same way about this one. I like the update to the logo, the COG logo, which is great. The helmet being that gray is fine, or silver, whatever. It accents nicely with the logo, with the striping, with the shoulders. Even I don't even mind the gloves, but again, it's the pants that really distracted me. They just feel so out of place for some reason. I'm not sure if it's the specific shade or the lightness of the gray. Maybe if it was a deeper gray, a little bit more dark, maybe closer to a charcoal, I might prefer this a little bit more. But I just find the pants so distracting. They're not the primary element of this jersey. The logo should be, but they're not. It's not, rather. I think it's the pants for me here. Number 29, the LA Kings. So this was one of the ones that, 90% I love it. The jersey, accented with the silver or the gray, looks great. The helmet, the gloves look good. But again, it was the pants. I don't want to sound like a broken record, but that was definitely a trend that I found going through this. I think the pants being that light it felt just unrealistic. It's such a deep shade of purple. You also want to contrast that with a deep shade of whatever else you're using, whether it's the black that they use or the silver, whatever. It just felt too light for me. Number 28, the Vegas Golden Knights. I think this is an okay jersey. Again, it comes down to the pants with me. I think they feel a little bit out of place. Typically, the thing that's the darkest on the uniform is the pants. Sometimes you get a lot of white in the socks or some white accents in the jerseys and stuff, but nothing really in the pants. Where his designs here, and I'm being critical, but that's the entire point of this video. In a lot of his designs, the lighter point is the pants. So it just, even that in general, just feels unnatural to me. And I don't think I'm right. I don't think that you're right or wrong. It's all subjective, right? But yeah, generally a pretty good concept. Actually, when we get these concepts that have yellow in replace of the gold, they look a little muddy. They look out of place, and I really miss the gold fleck. But I think he's picked a really good shade of yellow here, regardless if there was any kind of material change. You get that reflection of the gold look. Even if it was just yellow, I think it looks really good here. So adjust the pants, and this would probably skyrocket up my list. Number 27, the Philadelphia Flyers. It's not just the pants this time. It is the helmet. It is the gloves. I think it's just a little bit too bold. I would like to see the helmet be black, the gloves be black, the pants be black. And this might be a very close to perfect. It's not considered two-tone, but it's very close. Close to perfect Philadelphia Flyers, like alternate jersey. Like, I really like this a lot. The shoulder patch, the white accents, the changes in the logo, the striping, the colorization of the letter and the numbers. Like, this has a lot going for it, and I would love to see this kind of flushed out a little bit with some adjustments. This has a lot of potential. Number 26, the Montreal Canadiens. I fought with this one a little bit because I don't think the gradient is subtle enough. I think it's a little bit too harsh. You're going from the deep red all the way down to the white in the middle of the jersey, but there's nothing that really bleeds off into the white into the arms. There's a little patch on the gloves, obviously, but that gradient doesn't follow down the arms. Did I say arms earlier? Anyways, the gradient in the middle of the jersey doesn't bleed off into the arm. Arms have no gradient, and I feel I'm missing that. I want there to be gradient in the arms because the middle of the jersey does, and it just bleeds down into white and then goes straight down into the pants, and it just feels like a completely different uniform or jersey from the shoulders down because of the gradient in the middle. So, like, I like it. I think it has potential, but I'm struggling with this one. And also the socks rather, are so white. There's not much striping down there, so it feels a bit unbalanced. Number 25, the Boston Bruins. The striping on the socks, I think, is really cool. I actually like that a lot. I don't even mind the pants being yellow. I think that's okay too. The gloves are okay. I just find these stripes on the arms are so distracting, and I don't know why. Like, I think it works fine in the socks for no reason, just a gut feeling. But on the arms, I feel like it's a little bit too much. It almost looks like elastic bands being put on there, or in some cultures they put the rings around the female's neck and it makes her neck like really, really long, and they wear their whole life. It looks like that. It looks like almost like jewelry or elastic bands or something. I can't really describe it. I just found it a bit distracting. Number 24, the Pittsburgh Penguins. I think there's a lot of potential here. I like the arms. I like how it's sectionalized, kind of like they do right now. The pants are good. The socks being yellow to kind of match and mimic the arms. I thought that was a really cool way to balance balance the entire jersey. Each arm looks like a leg. So it's a really cool way to kind of provide the same design in two different areas of the uniform, but essentially they're identical. However, I do find these stripes at the bottom of the jersey, the white stripes, a little distracting. I might actually remove those and just let the black of the jersey bleed down into the black of the pants. Number 23, the Colorado Avalanche. This was good as well. It was, I think I ranked this where I did, not because I specifically dislike anything about it, but I'm also taking into consideration, what do the actual current uniforms look like? What does the Colorado Avalanche home jersey look like, and how does this compare? Now, he may not have, created these concepts with the intention of replacing the home jersey. Maybe he just thought that these were alternate jerseys or whatever. It doesn't really matter. I'm just kind of using the home jersey as comparison. And in this situation, I like the home jersey more than this. I like this a lot. This is a really nice jersey. But I am taking into consideration a jersey that already exists. Is it nicer than that? No. Okay, so let's rank it down a little bit. That's really what this comes down to. But individually, like this jersey, I like this uniform. Number 22, the Toronto Maple Leafs. I fought with this one because I think there's potential. It's very blue forward. The gloves, totally blue. The pants, totally blue. And I think that that's okay. I actually do think that that's okay. It might look a little bit silly. You might have to add a little bit of white accents to the pants, maybe the bottom of the jersey, around the gloves slightly. But the striping, that's what I fought with for the most part. And I don't know if that would work. It's almost too repetitive. I think it would look really cool from up close, and I would 100% buy this jersey for that reason. But I think from far away, it almost looks like a Christmas wreath or something. It's just, I know it's blue and it's not green, but just it has that kind of look. It's just like an odd look from far away. It's too repetitive. So for that reason, I kind of ranked it down a little bit. Number 21, the New York Islanders. We're back to a pants issue here for me. I think the gloves are maybe okay orange. Maybe it's a little bit too bright in orange. The helmet maybe a little bit too bright, but the pants are really kind of what slow me down here. I think if they just had a little bit of blue on them to help the jersey bleed down into the socks, I think this would be much better. Number 20, the Nashville Predators. I would say that this is a very average uniform. There's nothing I strongly dislike about it. There is a lot I like about it. I like that he uses blue as a primary color throughout the uniform. I think the shoulders being yellow is definitely acceptable. I really like what he did with the shoulder patch. The numbers look good. The striping looks good. I may remove the white from the striping on the top and the bottom and just have that yellow and blue kind of connect at the top and bottom versus have that thicker white stripe there. Other than that, that's really the only probably small change that I would make. I would say that this is a little bit, average jersey or a little bit more better than average. Number 19, the Calgary Flames. I thought there was a lot of potential here. I think a black Calgary Flames jersey, kind of like the reverse retro, but with this logo colorized like this, really good decision here by Nash North. I like the stripe on the arm. The shoulders being blank is okay. The pants are good. The gloves are good. The socks are good. But it's the bottom stripe in the middle of the jersey. I don't know if that should be more stylized, or maybe if you could introduce the pedestal a little bit here, or maybe just keep it off. So Calgary Flames fans, I'm looking for your feedback here. Do you think this, how do you feel about the striping on the jersey specifically for this one? Number 18, I put the Columbus Blue Jackets. So this is basically a rebrand, which is good. This is the good rebrand. I like the logo in the middle. I think that would be a really cool crest to have that literally shaped as a state, in this case Ohio. I think the gray doesn't feel too light. Like I was critical of it with the LA one, and I can't remember the other team that I ranked near the bottom. I said it was too light, but here it feels a little bit more natural. I think it's because it's paired with the blue, because silver or gray and blue just naturally look good together. So I think that that's okay. The gloves are good. The pants I'm fine with. The helmet I'm fine with a little bit. The shoulder patch being recolorized, that logo, their actual logo being recolorized, I think looks good as well. I'm wondering if you could throw some other color in here, but I don't know how you would do it. Like I almost think like a little bit, a hint of the green, that really bright green, but I don't know where you'd put it. It's such a risky move because it doesn't really match well with these colors or this uniform or design rather, but it would just add just a little bit of pop to the jersey, whether it was around the shoulder patch or outlined the logo in the middle. I'm not sure, but I feel like it's missing something. I just don't know what it is. Number 17, we got the Winnipeg Jets, and I thought that there was a lot of potential here. I don't like the helmet being red. I find it clashes heavily with the jersey. I don't mind the pants, and I don't mind the gloves. I just find, for whatever reason, the helmet very out of place. And this is a jersey that's kind of a mix between the reverse retro and the blue heritage style one. I think it looks great, especially with the numbers. Those red numbers on the silver, that lighter silver, it looks good, and the socks look good. So I think there's a lot of potential here. I would be okay if the pants changed, and I would be okay if the gloves changed. I don't know if I'd like black, though. I don't know if it should be the dark blue. I don't know. This one's tricky. This one's definitely tricky. Let me know what you guys think. Number 16, the Washington Capitals. So it's a bit of a mix between the reverse retro and with the alternate logo that everyone loves, and the stars on the shoulder. That looks really good, by the way. Changing the captain to be not a C, but rather a literal patch over the number that says captain. I think that's a really unique approach. I would love to see a team do that. I think that would stand out as to a lot of jersey collectors. Like, okay, I gotta buy this jersey, and not only do I have to buy this jersey, but I have to get this specific person, assistant or captain, on it so I can get the patch. Oh, wait a minute, I've got the captain, but I like the alternate patch too. Maybe I should buy two. I don't know if anyone would actually do that. Maybe a hardcore fan, probably would, but I would have to have at least one of them. I think the striping is definitely acceptable. It's in line with previous, assets that they've kind of used, not exactly, but similar, obviously. and stars on the pants as well to kind of balance with the shoulders. So this is a pretty good design. Number 15, the Arizona Coyotes. I fought with this one as well. I don't mind the sand kind of color of the helmet and the pants. I think that would kind of work. That would be very unique, especially with this kind of burgundy or maroon color here. The logo on the front is okay, but the striping is where it got me. I don't like that's obviously not typical striping, and it looks like confetti in a way, like confetti falling, and it is also quite repetitive as well. So I like it. I really like the shoulders, by the way. I didn't say that. I like this. I think it has a lot of potential. This is one of those 85-90% ones, but I don't know about that last 10%. I don't know about that striping. Number 14, the Tampa Bay Lightning. So Tampa Bay Lightning, black jersey. That's always going to be at least average to me because I would love to see it. Not their alternate like they use now, but I'm talking like a rebrand or a retool of the original one or whatever. So I like that. I don't know how I feel about the logo being almost changed into this like button look. It's a circular thing that's happening, but it meets the stripe in the background. So I don't know. I struggled with this one as well. I think the specific balance between how much blue and how much black there are is perfect. The Lightning logo looks really good on the black on the shoulders. That's probably my favorite part, but I'm stuck on the logo. What do you guys think? Number 13, the Ottawa Senators. I really like this one, specifically the arms. I like having that texture in the striping. I don't mind the red as the primary. I think it matches very nicely with the black helmet, very nice with the black gloves and pants. The socks look great, but again, I'm stuck on whether we should have the stripe in the middle of the jersey on the bottom, having that same texture. Is it too overpowering? It almost looks like cheetah print in a way as well, if you look at it just like out of your peripheral vision. So maybe remove that stripe, and this could be very close to perfect. Number 12, the Detroit Red Wings. Now listen, Red Wings fans, I hear you, okay? Every week I hear you, and you're always chiming in. And there's this one person, I forget his name, I'm so sorry, but lately he's been going back and watching older videos and then commenting on every single one. Oh, here's another Red Wings concept that sucks. And like every single day I get a new comment from this person on an old video, and it's just always the same thing. So I apologize, I don't remember your name, but I would love to hear from that person. What do you think about this one? Does this one suck? I don't think it does. I actually really like this. I don't know about the arms, but the rest of the uniform I like quite a bit. I think if that black followed the arm all the way down and just really made it a primarily black jersey, I think this would be pretty cool. Very simple, very subtle, nothing super flashy. But yeah, I would love to hear from Red Wings fans in general on this. Please let me know. Number 11, the Florida Panthers. Gradient. Love the gradient. I think that absolutely works. Maybe even have the top of the glove be a lighter red or that kind of cream color, and have that gradient almost bleed down into the gloves as well. I think that would be interesting. Not the pants, just the gloves. The socks to kind of mimic the same gradient as well. Just it's the opposite end of the gradient. I think it's a cool approach. I like the Florida State flag patch on the shoulders. That looks good. And then kind of a revamp of the logo in the middle. I thought that was a brilliant move by Nash North. That looks phenomenal on there. I prefer the original logo or a variation of it. And the current logo doesn't get much love because the old one is so great. But how he's worked this new one into this one is pretty smart. I liked it. Or a version of the new one. Number 10, the Dallas Stars. Oh, I'm going to get some heat from this one, putting this in the top 10, but I just had to because it's so different. I will say that I love the jersey minus the shoulders. I do not know what to think about the shoulders. I'm quite torn on them. I think it's a really cool idea. I think it would be a wonderful specialty jersey, but I don't know about maybe this team wearing this 5 to 10 times a season if this was an alternate, or 41 games as a home jersey. I'm not sure, but I love the Texas State flag on the pants. I think the gloves being red and the pants being red are fine, but the shoulders, it's either brilliant or it's not good at all. Would love to hear from you, Dallas Stars fans. Number 9, the Vancouver Canucks. Again, kind of like with the Columbus one, I felt like the gray really balanced with the blue nicely here. The shoulders are so good. I love that V logo put up there, recolorized to try and match this jersey. The Orca logo, typically we get a lot of concepts from Vancouver that don't use the Orca logo because they want the skate logo back, or they want the hockey stick one, or it's something else. It's Johnny Canuck. Typically, we don't get the Orca logo on concepts, so it's kind of nice in a way to see it put on here, and I think he made the right decision. I think this looks very good. The logo looks actually phenomenal on there. There's no green, so we're missing some of the green, but replacing that with the silver, with the gray, I think was a really intelligent move by Nash North just to kind of keep the uniform a little bit more simple. I think this is better than the current home uniform in Jersey, so I liked it. Number 8, we've got Seattle, and so it's very close to actually the actual Seattle Kraken jersey. There's obviously some changes, but the biggest change is the primary color. I think that specific shade of blue or teal looks great on there. I'm a big fan of their home jersey. I think it looks like pretty much perfect, but having a kind of a lighter version as a third jersey would be great, like literally perfect. So this is a very complimentary uniform, not just jersey, uniform to their brand. So I think Nash North made the pretty much perfect decision here with this one. Number 7, the Anaheim Ducks. This is totally new. Okay, well, it's not totally new, but it's it's quite different than what we're used to. There's not that goldish color. There's not as much black. Green has really taken a step forward here. The shoulder patch, I don't know, but the that logo being colorized in gray, maybe that have the primary color be white there in that mask. But other than that, I could kind of get behind this. Like, this is very simple striping. Not like Anaheim has a lot of intricacies on their jersey, if you've ever noticed. It doesn't get appreciated that much because it's so dated at this point. But I kind of like the subtle approach, the simple approach to what Nash North has done here. So I think this is a really cool, a really good rebrand. It's not perfect, but I could get behind this if it existed. Number 6, the Chicago Blackhawks. I think this is pretty much a perfectly executed gradient, like to the T. You have that black, you have the red at the top, bleeding down or transitioning into the deeper black down below, and then that leads you right into the pants where it's obviously black, and then that transition mirrors and then starts with the black and goes to the red. So there's a bit of a literal flow to this uniform. So I think that was a really cool thing to do. I will say that the red outlining the numbers, which are black, it almost has this like neon glow effect. So I don't know if I like that on this specific jersey. I might even remove that and just have black on red. So I don't know. I'm torn there. So would love to hear from you again. But yeah, I'm a big fan of this uniform. Big fan. Number 5, the Rangers. This was an easy decision for me. It's Lady Liberty. This is essentially their reverse retro jersey, kind of redone. The striping is a little bit different, obviously. Different than the original, different than the reverse retro. I like the shoulder patch up there. The pants feel perfect. The striping feels perfect on the socks. The gloves, perfect. So this was a really cool uniform, and I liked it a lot. Number 4, Minnesota Wild. Wow. A lot to dissect here. We've got cream color. That's, the cream is the primary color here, or the off-white. I think that was a really good decision. They've used that in the past. It looks good, not like this, but this looks good. The striping, now that's really taken from their numbers. If you've never seen the Minnesota, wow, it's a Friday, it's been a long day. If you've never seen the Minnesota Wild numbers up close, you can notice how stylized that they are. You can kind of see it on the uniform here that he's made, or the concept rather, but barely. It's a little bit small, but that striping, I'm assuming, is to kind of mimic the stylistic nature of the numbers and letter. So I think that was the perfect decision. It's a little jagged and it's a little awkward, but if you know what the numbers are like, it makes total sense. So I love what he did there. The M in the shoulders, again, perfect. The socks also down below, mimicking that striping, is really good. So I'm a big fan of this uniform, Nash North. Number 3, the San Jose Sharks. I don't know if this would be considered a home jersey or an away jersey. There's this shade line where the NHL, it classifies it as home or away. I don't know where that line is. This might be on that line or near it. So it doesn't matter. I like the jersey. It's really cool seeing a Sharks jersey with that lighter gray, that silver, whatever you want to call it. The stripes look good. The logo looks good on there. The shoulder patch looks good. The helmet being teal and the pants being teal with the gloves, that complements it so well. So I was very surprised by this concept. When I'm thinking about what would look good for a team's brand, something that I haven't done before, I've never really thought about this from San Jose, and I think about this crap a lot. And so I'm glad that I've seen something that I never thought of myself, and not only is it something I've seen something I've never seen, but it was executed well, I think, by Nash North, so that was cool. Number 2, I put the Buffalo Sabres, and I do an initial ranking, okay, when I look at these, and then I come back a couple of days later, and I re-rank them based on having some time after, thoughts. And this was in the bottom 15, or the bottom 16 rather, the bottom half of the league, and my first initial ranking. But then I thought, okay, looking at all the other concepts that he's made, he didn't take a lot of risks. That's not a bad thing or a good thing, just an observation. But the risk he took here was probably the biggest of all of them. He threw in a couple of gradients for the other ones, but this is a very stylized risk. And the lightning bolts, the stars, and that stuff, that comes from the Buffalo City flag, I believe. And that can also be found, that design or similar designs can be found in the back of the collar of the Buffalo home and away jersey. So if you've ever seen that jersey, if you haven't noticed it, make sure you look at the back of the collar next time. So I kind of like that he put that in there. Now, it's obviously very risky, like I mentioned, but it does add some interest. I think maybe if it was a little bit more subtle, maybe 50% transparency or 20% transparency, just to have the hint of design in there, but not have it be overpowering, would be maybe a little bit better. I'd have to see it to make a decision. But I like the fact that he took a risk on this, because even though he took a risk, I think there's still something to this. Maybe not a home jersey. I see this maybe like a stadium series jersey, something that's a little bit more modern. Maybe if we put the numbers on the shoulder and keep that stuff in there, this is good. So number 1, I've chosen the St. Louis Blues for multiple reasons. Number 1, I love the shade of blues that he's chosen here and the way that he's arranged it. I like that he put the shoulder patch on there to give that just a little touch of red. It's nowhere else in the jersey, but it's up on the shoulder patch, just to let you know that this logo is awesome. We want to keep the red in there. The helmet looks good. The gloves are perfect. The pants are perfect. The socks are perfect. And so, like, everything about this jersey I love. But that's not the main reason why I ranked this number 1. The main reason is to kind of go back to the conversation with the Colorado Avalanche. I looked at the regular jerseys and uniforms for these teams while I was going through this. Is this better than a current uniform or jersey from that team? And so when you look at St. Louis, they have incredible home jerseys. They have incredible away jerseys, alternates. Like, they always pretty much get a home run on their designs. So it's really hard to top a St. Louis Blues jersey, regardless if it's an alternate home, whatever. And I don't think this is better than what currently exists, like the Colorado one. But it's such a good job, because so many designers seem to miss the mark on St. Louis. And I personally believe that National has come very close to that mark of coming up with a really, really cool and different design for the St. Louis Blues. So I have to applaud him for doing that. Obviously, there's going to be lots of people watching this, or some people watching this, who really don't like this. But that's the beauty of this, and that's the beauty of these videos in general, is that there is no right or wrong. It's all subjective, okay? And it would be so boring. I say this all the time. It would be so boring if we all like the same stuff. So it's good that someone's watching this and doesn't like this, and maybe likes the team that I ranked 31st or 32nd. Like, that's what makes these sets interesting, because everyone's going to have a different opinion, and no one's right and no one's wrong. It's just part about going through, the community's designs and having some fun. So National, thank you so much for sending those in. I really appreciate it. I always enjoy looking at your work, whether it's, whether I'm being a little bit harsh and critical and stuff. We have a good relationship, so I know that you're not, personally offended by anything that I say, and I'm sure that you appreciate the constructive feedback and criticism as well. And if you guys have any of that, please make sure you leave it down below in the comment section. And yeah, hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit the thumbs up button or the like button. If you're new here and you want to see more videos like this, make sure you hit the subscribe button, and then obviously as well down in the comment section, let me know what your favorite was from this video and your least favorite. Would love to hear from you. Have a great weekend. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Adios.